simple bow. And all we're gonna need is 2.5 inch wired ribbon, a ruler. This floral pick is optional. Wire, I like to do 22 gauge, and I like to cut it before I start my bow. And then a good pair of scissors. Okay, so I call this the 10 by 10, and it's just because we're going to repetitiously be measuring 10 inches. Nice and simple, right? All right, so to start, this is the front of my ribbon. Okay, the back doesn't look that different, but the stitching is. So we wanna make sure that we're using the front side on the front. So when we're laying this down on our ruler, we're gonna be taking the back of the ribbon and measuring 10 inches. At the 10-inch mark, we're going to pinch. And so right now I'm just using my pointer finger and my thumb, and I'm gonna go back on my ruler, measure 10 inches, and then I'm gonna bring this behind to make my first loop. Okay, so just to show you again, we're at 10 inches, and I take it and I loop it behind. Now I'm gonna twist this ribbon so that, again, the back side is facing down. Okay, so here it is right now. I'm gonna twist it. I'm gonna measure 10 inches, and now I'm going to loop it behind. Okay, so right now we have a figure 8, and just to show you that again, because I know it's like, once things click with bows, they click, but it can be frustrating. So take this and fold it right behind. And again, we're just keeping our thumb and our pointer finger to hold this together. Now we're gonna make another loop. So we're gonna twist the back side of the ribbon down, measure 10 inches, and then bring it back around. So again, 10 inches, and we're bringing it back around. I always like to have an extra set of tails. I just eyeball this, but it's usually about 20 inches. So I'm gonna make one really big loop, and then I'm gonna measure out my last tail at 10 inches and cut. Now I'm gonna take my floral wire, I'm gonna slide it right under my thumb. I'm keeping that nice and tight, and I'm gonna flip my bow over, okay, and just twist my wire so that all of those loops are held nice and tight. Now we're gonna just polish our tails. So I'm gonna take this big loop, I'm gonna cut it in half, and we're gonna go ahead and dovetail. So I want these to be even, so I'm gonna cut this a little bit higher up, but I'm gonna fold this in half so the edges are facing out, and I'm gonna cut in and up towards the fold, okay? So this is our fold. So we're gonna cut up. Okay, and we're gonna repeat that for each of our tails. Fold it in half, and then cut towards the fold at an upward angle. Fold it in half, cut an upward angle, and then last one. Fold it in half at an upward angle. And this is why we use wired ribbon, because it can kind of get like smushed, and then you can fluff it right back up. And so what the floral pick for, and this is why it's optional, is I like to make sure that my bow isn't getting kind of swallowed up with the flowers. So what I like to do is I take a floral pick. This one's a little bit long. 6 inches is definitely plenty. This is just what I had on hand. And so where all of these loops meet in the middle on the back of our bow, I'm gonna put the stick right there, and I'm going to start wrapping this wire, the same wire we used to make our bow, all the way down until all the wire's been used up. All right, and that way it's nice and secure and ready to go for our wreath.